Hello, my dear students. I hope you all are doing well. Today we'll be learning about pollution control, that is EVS chapter 9. I think you may have learned so many things about pollution, maybe in the last year or in the previous chapters. But today we'll be focusing on the control measure for pollution. And whenever we talk about the pollution, maybe you think something which is visible, like the open garbage and a factory pouring out a black smoke and a dirty water flowing in the rivers and all those things which can pollute our environment. But actually it's not. Pollution can also be of invisible, maybe odorless or tasteless. For example, noise from traffic can be considered pollution, which may cause severe harms to us. I think we all have heard about this when the vehicles and all other means of transportations are running around. They are releasing a big noise which can harm our body, which can harm our hearing, and so that is considered as a part of pollution. As it says in the second para, environmental pollution is one of the most serious problems facing human beings and other living beings. Increasing concern over the environment has caused everyone to think about reducing pollution. In this chapter, we will learn about the effects and control of various types of pollution in our environment. Here it says, environmental pollution is one of the most serious problems facing our world today. Increasing concern over the environment has caused everyone to think about reducing pollution. As we all know, we all are thinking about how to reduce the garbage, how to make reduction regarding the pollution of our environment. As we all know, the governments and all other authorities are also taking up so many steps to check this kind of pollution. If you are living inside Aizawl, I think you will know that when we throw the garbage, we keep plastic goods and paper goods separated, right? That is also the steps taken by the authorities by which we can decrease environmental pollution. And in this chapter, it lists down four main types of pollution, that are air pollution, water pollution, soil pollution, and noise pollution. And in this class, I'll be explaining only the first two, that is air pollution and noise pollution, and the second two will be explaining in the second class. Okay. And first of all, we'll be focusing on air pollution. Before going to excuse me, before going to the control measure for the air pollution, we'll be learning about the effects first. Gases released by factories also contain harmful gases. When we breathe in this polluted air, it can cause diseases like asthma, TB, and cancer. Polluted air can also affect eyesight and cause skin problems. When the harmful gases are released from the factories, it mixes up with the air, and when we breathe in those polluted air, it can cause us diseases like asthma, tuberculosis, and even cancer. That can even cause death, right? That means air pollution can cause death. Polluted air can also affect eyesight and cause skin problem. When we get into the polluted air, it can harm our eyesight and cause us a skin problem. Okay. And secondly, let's go to the next page. Number 2, harmful chemicals released from factories mix with air and fall down as acid rain. It can cause harm to water bodies, animals, plants, and buildings. When it means maybe you have a question regarding the acid rain. Acid rain is when the harmful chemicals are mixed up with the air, it forms into the vapor and fall down into the ground. as raindrops. Then those raindrops are so acidic, it can harm the water bodies, it pollute the water bodies and animals and plants and even buildings also. That is to the injury to the health of the human beings and all other living beings. Number 3, day by day we are increasing the amount of carbon dioxide in the air. Carbon dioxide prevents heat from escaping from the earth, just as the greenhouse prevents heat to escape from it. We day by day increase the amount of carbon dioxide because we are releasing too much polluted air from so many different types of activities. And when we release carbon dioxide in the air, it raises the temperature of the earth that can cause the global warming that is harmful for the living beings and the environment. And now we'll be going to the control measure. First, fuel like control. Fuel like petrol and diesel cause a lot of air pollution. In their place, vehicles should run on cleaner fuel like CNG, compressed natural gas, which cause a very little air pollution. Vehicles should be checked regularly to see if they are producing excess smoke. When we use the oils like petrol and diesel, it is releasing excessive smoke, which can harm the freshness of the air. And in such place, here it says we should use compressed natural gas, which cause a very little air pollution, which make the smoke less excessive. And number 2, we should not burn garbage and other waste in the open. Maybe somehow it's good to burn all such garbage for decomposing, but as it says here, we should not burn in the open air. We should let it mix up directly with the open air, because when it mixes up with the air directly, that can harm, when we breathe in, that can harm the living beings, that is human and all other animals. That can harm the parts of our body, it can even cause to death, as we have said before. Number 3, harmful gases produced in factories should be made free of their poisonous contents before they are released into the air. Usually, different types of harmful gases are released directly into the open air, but that can cause different types of diseases and problems in breathing. That is so harmful. So that is harmful for the living beings that live around the factories. So as it says here, we should be made free of their poisonous contents. Okay, we should take out all the harmful gases from that releasing gas before we let it out to the open air directly. And number 4, we should not use firecrackers that produce a lot of smoke. In a time of Christmas vacation and all other festivals like Diwali and Holi, we are using too much firecrackers and different types of fireworks. While we are using that kind of means of firecrackers, they are releasing too much smoke in the air, which is harmful and affects human and all other living beings. Maybe you wonder why the old ones are dying too much during the Christmas festival. Maybe you wonder why. That is due to the too much using of firecrackers and all other fireworks that released a big noise and all other harmful gases. Okay. Number 5, trees and forests take in a lot of carbon dioxide and reduce air pollution. So we should plant more trees and discourage the cutting down of forests. Maybe you have heard and learned about this trees and forests. When we plant in trees and forests are also breathing. Okay, the living the plants are also breathing. They inhale in carbon dioxide and they release oxygen. So when we breathe out the carbon dioxide, the plants around us are inhaling in and they release out the oxygen gas which we use for our life. Okay, so we exchange, and so we should plant more trees and discourage the cutting down of forests. For increasing the amount of oxygen in our atmosphere, we need to plant more trees and discourage. We should uh, decrease cutting down of forests, as it mentioned here. And secondly, we'll be going to the water pollution effects. Number one, polluted water contains germs of various types, and its use leads to diseases like typhoid, diarrhea, cholera, and jaundice and skin disorders. When we consume the polluted water, it contains a lot of germs that can harm our body, and it can cause diseases like typhoid, diarrhea, cholera, jaundice, and skin disorders. Okay, let's go to the next page. We almost end up. Number two, plants living in or near polluted water either die or have reduced growth. When polluted water is used to water plants, it can also harm the health of the plants. Fish and other animals living in the rivers die due to this polluted water, and if we eat such fish, we may fall sick. When we uh, when the polluted water are consumed by the living beings like plants or animals, when they drink those polluted water, it can harm their body, parts of their body, and even cause to the problems in growing of their body. And when we eat those plants or animals like fish which are living in the polluted water, we may fall sick. That can affect our body when we eat those living beings which are consuming the polluted water. Okay, khatiang tui tui bol lo in tu emo lo mang tu thai le nim na engemo le tuya cheng nung cha te kan ei chia khanin kan taksa nat na aron thlen thei tinani chu. Let's go to the next one, that is a control measure. First, we should not dump garbage and other waste directly into the ponds, lakes, and rivers. So in different parts of the world, the garbage are dumping directly into the seawater, ocean, rivers, or like ponds or something like that. So that pollute the water excessively, and we should stop that for controlling the water pollution. Number two, factories should not be allowed to release water with harmful chemicals into the water bodies like lakes and rivers. These harmful chemicals should be removed before the water is released. As it mentioned here, all harmful chemicals that is polluting with the water should be purified before it is released to the ocean and water bodies. Number three, we should use less chemical fertilizers in growing crops. Instead, we should use more and more natural fertilizers like compost, animal dung, which are harmless. As we all know, two-thirds 2/3 of the workers in our country are engaging in agricultural activities. So we are growing so many crops, different types of plants, whether it's vegetables or all those kinds of plants. We consume a lot of fertilizers for the faster growing of the plants. But if we want to use those kind of fertilizers, we should use more and more natural fertilizers which are harmless, as it mentioned here. Number 4, sewage water should be filtered and clean of all their harmful contents in sewage plants before the water is released. The sewage water, it means the waste that we produce within our home or within our place. All those harmful polluted water are released directly to the ocean and water bodies. That is harmful for the drinking and the living of the aquatic animals. So before releasing to the water bodies directly, we should make it clean and we should filter them. Okay, and that's all for today. From the second class, we'll be continuing with the noise pollution and the soil pollution. If you have any doubt, do not hesitate to ask me any question through WhatsApp or phone call. That's all for today. Thank you.